Some of our business clients have questions and want to understand what is a breach of contract. So in contract law, you have a few different components that, number one, create a contract, and then a violation of those things would therefore be a breach of the contract. And so to create a contract, you have to have an offer, you have to have acceptance, and then you also have to have consideration, something, a bargain for exchange that creates the contract and creates this kind of reciprocal situation. If any of the covenants of the contract are violated or are not upheld, that would then be a breach of the contract. And sometimes people say, well, does any breach count, or is that going to completely void the contract? And it honestly depends on the contract. There are some contracts that could be voided if there's what would be considered a material breach or a substantial breach, and those things have to be pieces of the contract that are really important for the fulfillment of the contract. And sometimes those things are laid out in the contract to say these are material terms of the contract. Sometimes it's something that the court has to go through and analyze to determine these are the different material terms of the contract. And so any of those things can be a breach of the contract, and anything that doesn't completely coincide with what the terms of the contract are can be a breach. It just may not be a material breach of the contract.